All right, all right, all right. Peace and blessings to you all. Once again, you are now tuned in to another edition of the behalf of Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Solid Foundation Israelite Academy, S.F.I.A. I am your host, Shabar Judah ben Israel, that will be bringing forth this lesson on today. Please be sure to support us on YouTube as well. So you can just shoot over to YouTube, check us out. Solid Foundation Israelite Academy, Facebook, Twitter. Okay, guys, and today the lesson will be entitled why do most of us stay stressed out? All right, so I'm going to explain why most of us stay stressed out. Why most of us, man and woman, stay stressed out. Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. So, why most of us stay stressed out? I will be explaining that. Let's wait a couple seconds till brothers and sisters come on into the room. And so soon as brothers and sisters begin to come into the room, we will commence with the lesson. And so while I'm waiting for brothers and sisters to enter the room, let me go ahead and grab the literature that's based on this lesson. Let me go ahead and grab my composition books. Let me go ahead and grab the sources that's needed. And so follow me if you will, guys. All right. What I'm going to be using is a Hebrew dictionary. So I'm going to be using this. Hope you guys can see it. We see Doug Robinson is watching. Doug Robinson, peace and love to you. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Hope all is well, and thank you for your time and sacrifice. We know time is valuable, and we don't want to waste that. So we thank you for your undivided time. Okay, so I'm going to be using this, the Strong's Concordance, to state my claim concerning this video, because the title for this video is why do most of us stay stressed out? So if you don't know why most of us stay stressed out, you will come in terms of knowing this by the end of this video. Okay, so we thank you, Doug Robinson, for tuning in and being a part of this lesson, and many others that's soon to come. So this is the Strong's Dictionary. So we got that. We got the Strong's Dictionary out. Now we're going to get the original dictionary. All right. So let's grab, wait a minute, let's head over here. Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Dropping jewels once again. Dropping those precious jewels on you brothers and sisters. And we're gonna also use the Webster's New World Dictionary. So this is the Webster's New World Dictionary. All right, and we will use the Webster's New World Dictionary to state my claim too. And so let's go ahead and use this one. So we got the Strong's Concordance, and we got the New Webster's New World Dictionary to state this, to back this lesson. And of course, we will need the Bible. Okay, and so let me get situated, and we'll go ahead with the video, because I think we have prolonged on the time long enough. And so it's time for the video. It's time for the lesson. All right. So first and foremost, let me get my Bible. Let me get that. Let me get that right quick. So I am getting my King James Bible out. And now we about to take off. So let's take off, brothers and sisters. Hope all is well with you guys. And so now you're about to find out why most of us stay stressed. So, you ever read the book of Job in the Bible? The book of Job. That's Job. The book of Job. All right, because I want you guys to see the book of Job. So you see this Bible here, the Holy Bible. Now, I know the lettering is backwards, but it says Holy Bible, and it has the prophets, it has the disciples, the 12 disciples. Okay, now let's go into the book of Job, because this is the Holy Bible, and let's go into the book of Job, Job. And so I don't know, brothers and sisters, if you are heavy in the Bible, or I don't know how often times you read the Bible, but when you go into your Bible concerning the Old Testament, you will come across this book by the name of Job. It's right after the book of Esther. Right after the book of Esther in the Holy Bible, in the Old Testament, you will come across this book named Job. And I want to show you guys. All right, you see where it says, now I know the letters are backwards because of the angle of the camera. It says the book of Job. That's Job. The book of Job. Now, the book of Job speaks about, suffering. Primarily, if you think of a word to explain the book of Job, that word would be suffering. Because Job suffered. Job suffered. It tells you in chapter 1 that Job, in the book of Job, chapter 1, it tells you there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright. And that man feared God. And he shunned evil. Okay. And it says that in Job 1 and 2, and there were born into him 7 sons and 3 daughters. So Job had 10 children. He had 7 boys and he had 3 daughters. So altogether, he had 10 children. Now, what happened to Job? Eventually, Job ends up losing his substance. He ends up losing everything. Just read the book of Job, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He had substance. He had like 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yokes of oxen, 500 she-asses, which is female donkeys, and a very great house, a very great household. And say this man was the greatest of all men in the East. But Job eventually ends up losing everything, man, because Job was put through a test to see how faithful he would be to the Most High God. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole story about the book of Job because it's a long story, but I would recommend you guys to read the book on your free time. Now, the reason why I picked the book of Job, because the title for this video is why do most of us stay stressed? So we know Job in the Bible, if Job suffered the way he did, because the Bible tells you how Job suffered. He lost 10 of his children. 10 of his children was killed. Also, last but not least, Job ends up catching a terrible disease. He was stricken from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet. Job was stricken with boils and sores. And he was so afflicted in pain where he wanted to die. So Job ends up losing all that he had. And last but not least, he ends up getting sick with boils and sores all over him to the point that he wanted to die. We know how the story of Job turns out. Okay? And so we see Tiffany Thomas is watching. Tiffany Thomas, my girl. Thank you for tuning in, Tiffany Thomas. Peace and love and much respect to you. Thank you for tuning in. Always looking good, too. You stay looking good. All right. What we're doing is basically talking about why do we stay stressed out? Okay, so why do most of us stay stressed out? When you read the book of Job, it tells you about how Job suffered dearly. Just check it out. Now, how would you spell Job when you go? Let me show you. In the Bible, here it is. It says J-O-B. Now, I know the letters are backwards according to the angle of the camera, but it says J-O-B, which is Job. Now, is that not Job? J-O-B, is that not Job? So why in the hell most of us stay stressed out? We stay mad at our children. Oftentimes, you get mad at your children. You get mad at your old man. Old man, you get mad at your old lady. It seems like we stay stressed out all the damn time. Why do most of us stay stressed out? I'm going to tell you why we stay stressed out. You stay stressed out because your job, which is Job. Your job is stressful, man. Let me tell you why most of us stay stressed out. We stay stressed out because of the jobs that we have. Your job will keep you stressed. If you're not careful, your job will keep you stressed out. It will keep you aggravated. It will keep you upset. It will keep you dysfunctional. It will keep you in a chaotic state. It will keep you unbalanced. It will take all your attention. It will block your focus. Your job will do that. Because if you have a job, you are already persecuted. This is why we take you to the book of Job in the Bible. The book of Job in the Bible speaks of how Job was persecuted. So what Job means? Job means persecution. Let me show you. Let me show you. Just like Job in the Bible suffered, J-O-B, just like Job in the Bible suffered, when you clock in, you suffer. When you clock in, you get on that damn clock, you suffer. Because what you do, you labor for a particular wage. And so in the midst of laboring, you suffer. Now, let me show you in the Hebrew dictionary if you think that I'm lying to you. So now we are going into the Strong's Concordance. The Strong's Concordance. So let's check out Job in the Hebrew. Now I know you guys can't read Hebrew. I know you can't read Hebrew. Don't worry about it. If you can't read Hebrew, don't worry about it. I would translate it for you, okay? Because most likely, you see this? Let me show you guys. That's Hebrew. If you can't read it, don't worry about it. I will interpret it for you. So we're going into the Hebrew dictionary and we're going to look at the term Job, J-O-B. All right. So let me get it. J-O-B in the Hebrew dictionary. All right. J-O-B. H-I-J. Okay. So J-O-B. Thank you for your time, brothers and sisters. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and giving me your undivided time. All right, J-O-B. I'm still looking, guys. I'm looking for J-O-B in the Hebrew dictionary. J-O-B. All right. Okay, so here we are. Okay, now check this out. Don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm trying to point it out. It's kind of hard. It's hard for me to hold this camera. All right. It says J-O-B. The letters are backwards according to the camera view. But it says J-O-B. J-O-B in the Hebrew means Yahweh, or it means Job. Now, J-O-B is in Hebrew, which means Yahweh or Yahweh or Job. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean? Let's go to 347. So that's Hebrew 347. So you see where it says, I don't know if you guys can see it. Wait a minute. Let me see. You see where it says right here? It says Hebrew. Now I know it's backwards to you guys' view. It says Hebrew. So let's go into Hebrew 347. Hebrew 347. Okay. Hebrew 347. All right, here we go. And it says, Hebrew 3:47, it says, Yawa'ab, which means, it says persecution. Yawa'ab. Job, J-O-B, J-O-B in the Hebrew is Ayob, a Yawa'ab, Ayob. And it means persecution. So it means persecuted. If you guys can see it, I want you guys to see it so badly. I want you guys to see it. I know the letters are very small. It says 3:47, Yawa'ab. Yawa'ab, or it says Yob, which means persecuted. So when you on your job, we see Bernard Buford is watching. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. Peace and much love to you. Peace and much love to all of you guys. Now, when you on your job is a form of persecution. So the new slave master of today, the new slave master is your job. The new slave owner is your job. The new slave overseer is your job. When you clock in, each and every day, when you clock in, you are being persecuted, because that's what J-O-B means. J-O-B goes back to Hebrew 3:47, which is Yawa'ab, which means to be persecuted. So when you are working, you are being persecuted. This is why most of us stay stressed out, because when you get off your damn job, when you get off your job, you don't want to be bothered. When you get off your job, most likely you're aggravated. When you get off your job, it's just something about working that makes you so dysfunctional. And so when we clock out, we ready to go home and rest. You know why? Because we have been persecuted. All right? We have been persecuted. So let's go into the Webster's World Dictionary, and we're going to look at job there. We showed you what job means in the Hebrew. Job, J-O-B in the Hebrew means Yawa'ab, which means to be persecuted. So when you say I got a job, when you say I got me a job, you got you a form of persecution. When you clock in, you are submitting yourself to being persecuted. When you clock out, you are free from the persecution until you clock in again. So to work your ass off is to be persecuted. That's what job means. Look it up for yourselves if you're thinking I'm lying. So let's go into the Webster's New World Dictionary, and we're going to look at job there. J-O-B in the Webster's New World Dictionary. Because a lot of us don't know what job means. A lot of us don't go back to the etymology of the word to see what it means. J-O-B in the Webster's World Dictionary. All right. So we are in the J section. All right. Okay. J section. J-O-B. All right. J-K-L. J-O-B. And I'm trying to find it as quick as I can. Now here we go. Now I'm going to read the definition for job. J-O-B. Job. Job. Because we have two descriptions for it. The first description is J-O-B as job, as Job. It says, a man in the Bible who kept his faith in God in spite of his many troubles. So when you read about Job in your Bible, Job was a man in your Bible that had faith in God even though being persecuted. Job was a man in your Bible that had faith in God in the spite of being persecuted. And when you break down Job in the Hebrew, it goes back to Yawa'ah, which means persecuted. It says he kept faith in God in the spite of his many troubles. A book of the Old Testament that tells of this man named Job, which means persecution or job. Now let's go to the secondary definition of job. Job, a piece of work done for pay. A piece of work that is done for financial gain. A piece of work that is done for pay. Anything that has to do with a task or duty. a place or kind of work, employment. So what is a job? A job is a piece of work that is done for pay. Now, wait a minute. You're not going to get free finance. You're going to work for finance. So on a job, they make you work for financial gain. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You mean to tell me that you got to go 2 damn weeks before you get a check? On your job, some of us work 2 damn weeks. Like I work 2 damn weeks before I can receive my pay. That's persecution. Because in the Bible, it didn't go down like that. Let me tell you how it went down in the Bible. See, in the Bible, when a man worked, in the Bible, when you was working for your employer in the Bible, your employer supposed to pay you by the end of that day. So you receive your wage by the end of that day. So if you work for anyone, you're supposed to get paid by the end of the day. No one's supposed to make you wait 2 weeks before you receive a damn check. Some of us receive weekly checks, but still, you shouldn't have to wait a week. You should get paid by the end of that day, because when you read in the Bible, everyone that did labor in the Bible, they received their wages by the end of that day. No one waited for no damn week. No one waited for 2 weeks. Some of us is on salary. That means we have to go a whole damn month before we get paid. That's persecution. You work a whole damn week before you receive your wages. That's persecution. You mean to tell me I gotta wait every 2 weeks before I can receive my damn pay? That's persecution. If not waiting a month, that's persecution. So when you're on your job, you are being persecuted. I already done showed you. I showed you in the Hebrew dictionary. In the Hebrew dictionary, it tells you that J-O-B goes back to 347 in the Hebrew, which means Yahweh, which means persecuted. And so this is why most of us, we don't have time on our side. Because I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to close out. The reason why we don't have time on our side, because we too damn busy sacrificing our time to someone else. So if you are working for someone else, that means you cannot manipulate your time. That means you don't have control and dominion over your time. Because we always complaining. We complain all the time. We say, well, damn, it seems like I can't get enough of time for myself. It seems like I can't get enough of time for me and my family. It seems like I can't get enough of time for me and my husband, me and my wife. Why in the hell can I not get enough of time? Why in the hell is it so hard for me to get enough of time to enjoy my family and my friends? I'm going to tell you why. Because your time is cut in half when you are persecuted. When you clock in for work each and every day, your time is being cut in half. You don't have the excessive amount of time. The only way that you can, listen to me good, the only way that you can manipulate and control time is to be self-employed. Now, my man Bernard Buford has his own business. He's self-employed. He don't have to work for nobody because he has his own business. So I salute you, my brother. I salute you. And I say, man, kudos to what you do, man. Because very little of us are self-employed. When it comes down to blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, very little of us, we have our own businesses in America. So if you have your own business, if you're self-employed, that means you have more time on your side. You can manipulate time. You can control time. You can bend time. But if you're working your ass off each and every day for someone else, you are truly being persecuted. So when we go and complain, we always complaining about how fast time flies. I'm going to tell you why it seems like time is flying so fast. I'm going to tell you why it seems like you can't get enough of time. Because you're giving it to someone else. Okay, think of a corporation. You feel me? Think of a corporation. Who controls a corporation? Who is over a corporation? The CEO. The CEO is over a corporation. You think the CEO work his ass off as much as the employees? Think about that. Do you really think the CEO work his or her ass off more than the employees do? Do you think the employer work him, do you think the employer work his ass off more than the employees? No. Think about that, man. And so you don't have time on your side like that if you always giving your time to someone else. This is why being self-employed is so sufficient. Being self-employed is so imperative. Because when you're not self-employed, you basically sacrifice your time in the hands of someone else to benefit them. And this is why most of us stay stressed out, because we can't take time. We can't take out the time to enjoy our husbands and our wife and our family and friends, because we too damn busy giving it to the employer or the CEO that's over the corporation. So the difference of being self-employed, see, when you self-employed, you can take off time you can take off time any occasion you want. If you have your own business, you can shut your business down and go on a vacation anytime you would like. You say, hey baby, let's go on vacation. If you and your wife if y'all got your own business, y'all can shut it down and open it up anytime y'all like. And so you can take out the excessive time to go on a vacation, to enjoy things in life that you love doing, but not if you're working for someone else. To be working for someone else is to be persecuted. You see, that's how this works. This is why most of us stay stressed out. I'm telling you right now. This is why time is flying so fast, because you don't have possession of it. The only way you can have possession of time is to control time by getting your own business started up. Once you have your own business started up, once you are self-employed and you are running your own show, then time is truly on your side. Time is never on your side if you're too damn busy sacrificing it to someone else. Because, okay, they say it's 24 hours in a day. It's not 24 hours in a day. I'm going to tell you right now, that's bullshit. It's not 24 hours in a day. It's 12 hours in a day. It's not 24 hours in a day. Because if you tell me it's 24 hours in a day, how many hours does the night get? You can't put all the hours in the day, because the night don't get anything. So this is why we have time zones. We have what you call AM, and then we have what you call PM. And it's 12 hours within AM, and it's 12 hours within PM. And 12 and 12 is 24. So you don't have 24 hours in a day. If you calculate time correctly, you actually have 12 hours in a day. And what you're doing with your 12 hours, 8 of your damn hours is going to the damn employer. 8 of your damn hours is going to the CEO. But if you were self-employed, that would be 8 of your own hours. So let's say 12 is 24. That means that's 3 eighths. What's 8 times 3? 8 times 3 is 24, right? Okay. So that's 3 eighths. 3 eighths. Now, one of your 8 hours goes to who? It goes to the employer or the CEO. So that means one of your 8 hours goes to the employer or the CEO. So that means you got 2 more 8s left. Where does the other 8 go? Mostly the other 8 goes to you taking care of your children, trying to get things done in the household, paying bills or whatnot. And then the last 8, that got to go on sleep. Because you got to at least get 8 hours of sleep. Don't they say that 8 hours of sleep is a fair deal? If you get 8 hours of sleep, that means you really don't have nothing but 8 hours out of the 24. Think about that, because 8 times 3 is 24, and then you have 12 hours within the day, you have 12 hours within the night. So 12 and 12 is 24. 12 and 12. 12 and 12 is 24. Okay. And if you bust 24 up, that would create 3 8s. So one of your 8s goes to your job. The second of your 8s goes to paying bills, trying to hold down your family. And the last of your damn 8 goes on sleep. You see? Man. So the job getting one of your 8s, sleep getting the other of your 8s, and you ain't got nothing but damn 8 hours left. But guess what? If you were self-employed, that means you would get back that 8. So this is why time flies so fast, or it seems like time flies so fast to the point where we can barely do anything, or we feel like, damn, man. You look up and it's like you look up and it's like 10:30, and it's like your whole entire day is gone. The reason why time seems like it flies so fast and we have very little of time because we too busy working for someone else. And what do job means? It means to be persecuted. All right. So I felt like I share that with you guys. Because I mean, a lot of us, we're not thinking. A lot of us is not consciously, and our minds are not open. We got to start seeing what is going on. So if you always stay stressed out, most likely it's your damn job. Job cause persecution on each and every last one of us, which equals stress. So thank you for your time, brothers and sisters. You have been tuned in to another edition of Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Thank you, Tiffany Thomas. Thank you, Bernard Buford. Thank you, Doug Robinson. Thank you, brothers and sisters as of a whole, for supporting me and tuning in to this wonderful lesson. And so until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and much love. Shalom.